Hello and welcome to the third book of the Lone Wolf game books. So let's see what the pitch today about the third book. You are Lone Wolf, so that you. Last of the K-Lords. Shocking news has just reached your homeland that Vonotar the traitor still lives and now rules over the ice barbarian of Kalte. The king has vowed to your people that Vonotar will be brought to justice for his crimes, but it is a promise that only you can fulfill. In the Caverns of Kalte you must brave the terrible dangers of the Ice Kingdom in your quest to capture your most hated foe. But be warned, it is a challenge that will test your skill and endurance to the very limit. Okay. In previous book, I think we fight a mage at the end of the previous book, and maybe the mage was Vonotar? I don't know. I think that's the first time I see this name, but you're supposed to be to know him, so I think he was a mage that we fought in the previous book, near the end. Okay, so let's see. On previous book I got a combat skill of 19. Endurance point 20, okay. I had Mind Blast, Mind Shield, Sixth Sense, Tracking, Healing, Camouflage. And so I think I should choose one more this time. Record. I got 32 gold. And also Lemspore herbs that can heal me. I've got a magical spear. And also the magical somersault. A very powerful magical sword. Which give me a bonus of 8. Bonus of 8 to my combat skill. Okay, I think we are ready. The story so far. In the northern land of Summerland, it had been the custom for many centuries to send the children of the warriors' lords to the monastery of Kai. There they were taught the skill and disciplines of their noble fathers. You are Lone Wolf, and you are now the last of the warrior lords of Summerland. 1 year ago, the ancient enemy of your people, the Dark Lords of Elgedad, suddenly invaded Summerland and completely devastated the Kai monastery. All of the Kai warriors were in attendance for the feast of Fairmourn, and all except you were massacred. Oh, it was 1 year ago. So this third book is 1 year after the first two. Interesting. You fought your way to Omgard, the capital of your country, where the king sent you upon a desperate quest for help. Your mission was fraught with great danger, for Summerland had been betrayed by one of its own magicians, Vonotar, the traitor. His agents sought to kill you at every opportunity, but your skill and strength defeated their evil aims. You returned to Omgard at the head of a great fleet, the allies of Durenor, and destroy the Dark Lord army that besieged your capital. So this is what happened in the first two books. Much of Summerland was ruined by the war. The rich farmlands were laid waste and many towns were razed to the ground. But the Somme landing are a tough people and were undaunted by the enormous task that lay ahead. They set about the rebuilding of war-torn Summerland with such determination that now, 1 year later, few of the scars of war remain visible. For the crucial part that you played in the victory, the king has bestowed upon you the rank and title of Earl of Summerland, a rare honor for one so young. The ruins of the Kai monastery and much of the surrounding lands are now Freeland under your protection. Work to rebuild the monastery was about to commence when disturbing news from the north prompted the king to summon you to the capital. Many merchants returning from the summer trading expedition to Kalte told of the fall of Brumalmark, the leader of the Ice Barbarian. The description of the hunchbacked magician who had succeeded the fierce Brumalmark fits only one man, Vonotar the traitor. After the defeat of the Dark Lords, Vonotar escaped to the frozen wastes of Kalte. He made his way to the ice fortress of Ikaya, where, through deception, he tricked the cruel Brumalmark into adopting him as his magician. It was a mistake that was to cost the barbarian leader his fortress and his life. The news that Vonotar still lives spread like wildfire through Summerland. Thousands of Somme landings surround the capital and demand that Vonotar be made to pay for his treachery. So great is the outcry that the king is obliged to promise that the evil traitor will be brought back to Ormgard and made to stand trial for his crimes. For you, Lone Wolf, the king's promise is the start of a quest that will pit you against a hated foe, deep within the hostile caverns of Kalte. Okay. So this is starting like a side quest. But I have the feeling that this will become a more huge quest. The game rules. Okay, I already know about that, but maybe there is some change. First number, okay. If you have successfully completed any of the previous adventures in the Lone Wolf series, you will already have your combat endurance point and Kai. You may also carry over any weapons and special items that you held at the end of your last adventure, and these should be entered on you. Okay. You may choose one bonus to add to your action. Okay. Kai disciplines. So this is where you choose your powers. I have already choose these from the previous book, and now it's time to choose one more. Let's see. Hunting is quite tempting. Because in the previous book, hunting was needed a lot, and yeah, the skill ensures that the Kai Lord will never starve in the wild. He will always be able to hunt for food for himself, except in areas of wasteland and desert. You are aware that most of Kalte is an icy desert and that opportunities for successful hunting will not arise. This skill is still very useful, for it also enables the Kai Lord to move with great speed and dexterity. Okay. So they are saying that maybe this skill won't be that effective in this book. But well, Sixth Sense, tracking, healing, weapon, skill, mind shield, animal kinship. This one also looks very good. Enable the Kylo to communicate with some animals and to be able to guess the intentions of others. Or I could take the mastery of discipline and enable the Kylo to move small objects with his powers of concentration. Well, that's a very cool skill. This one looks very situational, but it could save my life. Animal kinship. But maybe it's redundant with the sixth sense. So I don't know, between hunting or animal kinship. Well, we will travel in icy desert, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, let's take hunting. Okay, I will take hunting this time. Okay, next. Equipment. Before leaving the northern port of Anscaven, you are escorted to the city hall and equipped with special winter boots, a tunic, a fur-lined cloak, and mittens. You are given a map of Kalte and a pouch of gold. Find out how much gold is in the pouch, pick the number from... okay. That total equals the number of gold inside the pouch, and you may now enter this number. If you have successfully completed previous lone wolf adventures, you may add this sum to the total of any crow you may already possess. Yep. And I possess 32, so let's see how many I will get this time. 7. So 17 more. Nice. I don't know if gold will be very important in this quest since it's more tracking someone than going into city. And also, before you set sail, you are given the choice of the following items. You may take any 2 of the following. Let's see, I will take the padded leather waistcoat. Inventory is a +2 item. Spear, mace, warhammer. Potion of flame spore. This restores 400 points to your total when swallowed. Okay. Special rations. Meals. This counts as 1 meal. Okay, it's only 1. Okay. Potions or meal? Well, I think it's better to take meal. Special rations. Okay. So I think we're almost ready. Let's see, I saw the map of Kalte. So this is the map. This is the place where we are going. So I think we are coming from this place and Scaven. And we take a boat. And our goal is, I think, to go to this place. No, our goal is to go to the ice fortress of Ikaya. So we have to travel all this way to the ice fortress of Ikaya. Okay. Weapons, how to use them. Okay. Rules of combat. No. Okay. we have now the level of a guardian. That's very good. Only 3 more books and we will be a master. Your mission will be fraught with great danger. For Kalte is a bleak and hostile land, and your foe is a master of cunning. Use the map to help you plot your course to the ice fortress of Ikea. Make notes as you progress through the story, for they will be a great help in future adventures. Many things that you find will aid you during your adventure. Some special items will be of use in future lone wolf adventures, and others may be red herring for no real use at all. So be selective in what you decide to keep. Oh, so they are saying there is some items hidden in this book that you can use in maybe in future adventures. Woo! Special items. There are many routes to the ice fortress of Ikea, but only one will enable you to capture Vonotor and return to Summerland with the minimum of danger. A wise choice of a high discipline and a great deal of courage should enable any player to complete the mission, no matter how weak his initial combat skill or endurance points are. Successful completion of previous lone wolf adventures is not essential for the success of this quest. The betrayal of your country can be avenged by bringing the traitor to justice. Good luck. So here we start. Even before you accepted the task of bringing Vonotar to justice, preparations were being made for your voyage to Kalte. The captain of the some landing warship, Cardinal, having returned from a long Kalte sea patrol, was ordered to await your arrival at Anscaven. During the night, food, ice equipment, and canoe dog team were taken on board. The mission was highly secret. Only senior members of the crew were told the true nature of the voyage that lay ahead. The plan is to set you ashore at Hale Bluff, drop anchor and await return. Okay, let's see the map again. Hale Bluff. So it's here. So the boat will drop us right here before this mountain, and we have to walk all the way north to the ice fortress. Well, I think we will have two choices here. Maybe go west to this place and find there some way to travel by horse or something. Not horse, but by something else. To travel this way. Maybe we can pass by the mountains at the east. Or by some kind of river, I don't know. Glacier. By the glacier, okay. An elite team of trusted guides will lead you from the bluff to Ikea. Once inside the ice fortress, you are to hunt down and capture Vonotar, and then return with your guides to the ship. Your mission must be accomplished within 30 days at most, for winter is closing in and no ship can withstand the grip of the Kalte pack ice. If you do not return in the time, the captain will force to set sail without you. For 6 days, the Cardinal sails across the stormy Kalte Sea without running into a storm. But every day the temperature steadily drops until a layer of ice covers the decks. On the morning of the 7th day, the snow-capped island of Tola is sighted on the horizon. Soon after, a light wind rises from the east. At first, there appears to be a little danger, but within half an hour, A furious blizzard is blowing, and no sight of land quickly vanished in the scudding drift. All day the furious gale rages. Tremendous winds slide the tops of the huge grey waves, and water crashes over the decks, mast and rigging of the ship, freezing almost immediately into solid ice. The sides of the ship become several feet thick with sea water. It is not until early evening that the weather clears, and although the wind still blows strongly, the force of the gale is spent. You are soon to discover that the gale has blown the ship nearly 30 miles of course, along the lip of the Duke ice shelf. You know that to return to Hale Bluff will waste a precious day, so you decide to land on the ice shelf and start your mission from there. As the last of the canned dogs are carried ashore, your guides tell you of the two possible routes to Ikaia from here. The first route involves a 130-mile trek to Cloud Maker Mountain, and then following the difficult terrain of the Violet Glacier. Okay. Cloud Maker Mountain. Oh, let's see. Okay, so this is the Cloud Maker Mountain. We can go this way from the left, okay? A further 100 miles must be covered before you arrive at the icy fortress. The alternative route involves a longer journey of nearly 180 miles into the road basin, followed by a trek of 100 miles through Storm Giant Pass to Ikaia. The road basin. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, road basin. Okay, so we have to pass. We can pass by this way, or by this way. Okay. Even if the weather and your luck hold good, either route will involve 10 days of hard trekking before you reach your goal. You should consult the map of Kalte before making a decision. Okay. I think we should attempt the shorter route. This is some kind of icy desert right here with nothing. This looks more dangerous than going this way. We could, if the guides that will lead me to the ice fortress were to die, and if I'm alone in this icy desert, I will be dead. Since this looks like a very huge place, and if you take the wrong direction, you're dead. If I just follow the glacier right here, and also I can see, I think on the horizon I can see the Cloudmaker mountain, so I can use that to find my way, and after that I just have to go north and following the glacier to go to the ice fortress. So this way looks a lot safer. And also going by the west, by this way, I think I could encounter enemies since there is a city right here, with most likely enemies that can attack me from behind. So let's take this way. This is shorter, and I think this is safer. So if you wish to attempt the shorter but more difficult via glacier route, yes. Let's start. Your transport to Ikaya consists of 2 sledges, each drawn by a team of 6 canoe dogs. This sturdy breed is native to Kalte, and they make ideal sledge dogs. Their thick, tawny coats and powerful chests, as well as their vigor and enthusiasm, even in the coldest climates, make them well suited to the walk ahead. On board each sledge is enough food and equipment for the mission. Your 3 guides, Irian, Fenor, and Dice, are all experienced trappers. They are skilled at survival in the icy desert and know of the many unseen dangers. When the dogs are harnessed, you and Dice climb aboard your sledge and signal to the others to lead the ways. As you stare across the frozen expanse of the Duke ice shelf, you can see a wide glare on the distant horizon. This is the Viad Glacier Wall, the point where the floe of ice meets the frozen sea. Through the crisp, clear air of Kalte, it looked no more than 6 miles away at most, but in reality it is nearer 60 miles away. You make good progress on the first day, and the darkness approaches. You decide to set up camp for the night. You halt inside a circle of ice pillars that have been forced upward by the constantly moving ice shelf. The sledges are drawn together and a tent is erected beside them. When the canvas is secured and the canoe dogs have been settled for the night, you begin to prepare your evening meal. Suddenly, a terrifying roar is heard outside the tent. "By the god!" cries Irian. "A Baknar!" A Baknar are large carnivorous creatures that dwell near the Kalte coastline. Their usual prey are garlings or the smaller ostrels that live in the sea edge. This Baknar had been attracted by the scent of dogs. It is about to attack and eat several of your sledge dog team. If you have the kite discipline of hunting. Well, that the discipline just took for this book, so yeah, nice. So let's use it. Baknar are fierce and dangerous creatures. They are afraid of only one thing: fire. Grabbing a torch from the pile of equipment, you light it and leave the tent. The wind has become much stronger since your first made camp. It wisps the fine snow into small whirlwinds that sting your eyes. A moving shadow to your right betrays the Baknar as it lopes toward you. It is preparing to pounce when it sees your guttering torch and shrieks in terror. Seconds later, it has disappeared into the darkness. A quick check of the canoe dogs reveals that they are all safe, although still understandably nervous. To ensure that the Baknar does not attack again, you all take it turns to sit watch that evening, torches and weapon at the ready. Well, we survived the first night, I think. The following morning, you wake at dawn to the welcome sight of Fenor preparing a hot breakfast. He passes you a steaming bowl and you gratefully eat its contents. Then you begin loading the equipment onto the sledges for the 2 days journey. It is a beautiful morning. The wind has dropped and the air is fresh and clear. The canoe dogs are strong and eager to be off, and for most of the day the ice is smooth and the running easy. By nightfall you have reached Siem Island. A pinnacle of granite rising through the ice shelf to the height of 400 feet. You make camp to the leeward side of the island in order to avoid the worst of the night winds. Okay, can we see this on the map? An island. Oh, so we are right here, right now. Okay. We already made, in one journey, we made 2 here, that's good. Pick a number from the random number table. Okay. 5. The next day, thick snow clouds have descended over the Duke ice shelf, and there is a little wind. As you draw closer to the edge of the glacier, the surface of the ice shelf becomes very rough and broken. Slabs of solid ice just out at very angle, forming difficult obstacles. You are forced to dismount from the sledges and manhandle them across the hummocks and ridges as you try to reach the smooth slope of the distant Vayet Glacier. You have covered half a mile when ahead you see a large crevasse. This great crack in the ice is only 2 or 3 feet wide, but it extends for over a mile in either direction. For safety's sake, you agree to tie the rope around your waist and link up together. Should one person fall into the crevasse, the other should be able to pull him out. You cross this narrow fissure successfully, only to find yourself in a maze of crevasses. Thin layers of snow hide their locations, and you only detect their presence by testing the ground with your weapon. You have covered less than half a mile when you come to a crevasse over 5 feet wide. You stare downwards, but there is no light to be seen in the black, yawning void. Your sledges are 10 feet long and could bridge the gap. But if the ice edge were to collapse, you could lose all your equipment at once. Okay. If you wish to unload the sledges and use them as a bridge. If you wish to jump across with the canoe dog and then pull the sledges after you. Okay, let's be completely mad and try to jump across. Making a bridge, I think that's too dangerous. Dice makes it across to the opposite side ledge safely. Without, Irian slips and has to be hauled out of the glacier with his waist rope. You and Fenor are still on this side of the crevasse. It is your turn to jump. If you have the Kai discipline of hunting, you may add 2 to the number you have picked. Wow, looks like hunting was the discipline to take this time. It's already so useful. 5 plus 2, 7. So I think I pass. It takes nearly an hour to cross, but you eventually make it in safety. The ascent of the glacier is a daunting task. The ice wall is smooth, but very steep. Rising over 100 feet, all of the equipment has to be unloaded from the sledges and ferried to the top of the glacier, where it is repacked piece by piece. The canoe dogs do hardly anything but fight among themselves, and your food gets so shaken up that all that remains to eat that evening is an unsavory mess. On the summit of the glacier wall, you pitch tent in the shelter of a natural ice bowl and settle down to a much-deserved rest. 3. Well, maybe it was a bad idea to go this way. The mountain is not that easy to travel. For 3 days and nights, you fight your way northwards across the tortuous glacier, Falls, bruises, cut shins, awkward crevasses, razor-edge ice, and the constant bitter wind all conspire to sap your strength. However, you count yourself very lucky to have avoided a blizzard, and after a fatiguing trek you eventually reach the shelter of Cloud Maker Mountain in time to set up camp there for the night. This huge mountain is over 13,000 feet high, and shaped like a giant shark's fin. As the cold west winds blow around its peak, great plumes of cloud trail away across the wide glacier. It is this strange phenomenon which gives the mountain its apt name. You soon find an ideal campsite among the shattered fissures of the rock-strewn base. Quickly the tent is up and you are under canvas once again. You have left the tent to answer a call of nature when you discover, purely by chance, the faint glow of a torchlight from a small crack in the rocks above. If you have the Kai discipline of sixth sense, yes. You sense the presence of someone or something lurking inside the fissure, although you cannot tell if their intentions are good or evil. Well, we have to explore, I think. We can have someone behind us, or that can attack us at a time. So I think it's better to take a look. You have climbed 15 feet to the thin ice ledge. From here you have a clear view of the fissure. You think you have caught a glimpse of someone when suddenly the ice gives way beneath your feet, and you fall headlong in a tumble of granite and snow. You prepare yourself for the shock of impact, but you plunge straight into the crevasse, hidden beneath a layer of powdery snow. You finally come to rest in a deep drift some 200 feet below the surface. Blinded, dazed, and half suffocated by the snow, you begin to claw your way out of this icy grave. When you eventually free yourself, you are astounded by the sight that greets you. A vast corridor disappears into the distance as far as the eye can see. Huge stalactites of crystal hang from icy ceiling, and a constant drip of melting snow fills the corridor with a strangely musical sound. You shout for help until your throat becomes dry and sore, but your guides do not hear you. You still have your weapon, gold, and any special items, but you are without a backpack, as it is still in your tent. Okay. So that means that all the equipment that's here, I can't use it. Looking up, you see that the hole through which you have fallen is now a tiny speck on the roof of the passage. Notice that the strange light of the ice corridor seems to come from large stone bows hanging from the ceiling. These are Mlar bows, a source of eternal light discovered by the ancients many ages ago. You soon realize that your guides may never find out where you are, and quickly resolve to follow the passage in the hope of finding some other exit. After 2 hours of walking, you arrive at a junction where the passage split in two. If you have the Kai discipline of tracking, yep. Your Kai discipline of tracking revealed that the right tunnel head east and the left tunnel head north. You are now directly beneath the Cloudmaker Mountain. Nice. East or north? Let's check the map. We are right here now. East to nowhere, or north to our destination. So let's go north. After a few hundred yards, you find yourself in a huge cavern that spreads out in all directions. as far as the eye can see. You have entered the Caverns of Kalte and are now looking at the uncharted world that few some landing have ever seen. This massive underground labyrinth was constructed by the ancients many ages before the Somme Landing set foot in Magnamon. Its wide avenues and temples and areas once echoed to the sound of a race of creatures for whom the ice was a natural home. Mlar bows still hang from the ceiling, bathing the caverns in their eternal light. You trek steadily northwards for nearly 6 hours, until you arrive at the bank of a fast-flowing meltwater river. On the opposite bank you see a tunnel leading off into the distance. You can find no apparent way of crossing deep water, except by using the ice floes bobbing up and down on the surface. By jumping from one floe in the next, you could get to the opposite bank, but it will not be easy. You will have to jump at least 3 of the ice slabs to reach the other side. Pick a number from the random table. If you have the Kai discipline of hunting, you may add 2 to the number you have picked. If your current endurance point total is less than 8, deduct 2 from the number you have picked. Okay. Ooh, wow, 0. So I am at 2. If your total score is now between 2 or 3, well, just hope I won't die. You have slipped and fallen into the icy water. The shock makes you scream out in pain as cramp bite into your legs. You fight with all the strength you have to reach the bank, but it is a desperate struggle. Pick a number. 3. If the number you have picked is 0 to 6, you are lucky. You drag yourself from the icy water and lie exhausted on the bank. Lose 3 endurance points. Ooh. Running for the tunnel entrance, you quickly leave the icy river far behind. You follow the tunnel for countless hours as it bends its way northwards. It becomes impossible to recall what hour of the day it is. The perpetual half-life of this cavern never changes. Through fissures in the wall of the tunnel, you catch a glimpse of other chambers, and you marvel at the sheer scale of the labyrinth. You are nearly asleep on your feet when you suddenly detect the aroma of cooked meat. It is coming from a chamber just few yards ahead of you right. You are very hungry and must soon eat. If you wish to investigate the chamber, if you wish to ignore the chamber and continue. Well, I think it's better to investigate. We have to know where we are and what we are facing. Maybe we can find some kind of plan to make a way out of this labyrinth. So let's investigate this chamber. I think we are well equipped. A lone wolf is very strong, so we shouldn't be bothered by any enemy right now. You can see 2 men in ragged clothes huddled together beside a fire that seems to be burning inside a small metal bowl. Over the flame, the skin carcass of a small animal is roasting on spit. The men are old and toothless, and they have a strange glint of madness in their standing eyes. If you wish to approach them and ask for some of their food, if you wish to attack them, if you wish to ignore them and continue on your way. Well, we come to this place to see to eat, I think. We're interested by the food, so let's try to talk to them. Maybe they have information or thing like that. So I wish to approach them and ask for some of their food. On seeing you enter, the two old men jump to their feet and flee from the chamber along a smaller passageway. Their screams of panic echo loudly through the caverns. You are very hungry and quickly consume the cooked animal, pausing only to spit out the bones. You then notice that the fire is burning in a strange half-spherical metal bowl. The other half of the sphere lies on the icy floor nearby, and you find that both halves fit together perfectly. When you open it, you discover that the fire still burns inside. If you wish to keep this fire sphere, place it inside your jacket and mark it on your action chart as a special item. Oh, nice! Well, I think that's a very good discovery. Fire sphere. Unless you have just eaten, you lose 3 endurance points. You continue along the tunnel for over a mile, but you soon become tired and stop to sleep. You wake feeling refreshed, but have no idea just how long you have been sleeping. The light of these caverns never changes, but it day or night. You continue onwards mile after mile, passing through a series of huge ice holes containing towering pillars of crystal. In one vast chamber you are mesmerized by the beautiful sight of a shimmering crystal ceiling. But beyond this chamber lies even greater spectacle. A narrow passage leads on to a ledge running around the brink of a huge chasm, over half a mile wide. As you edge your way around this awesome void, you try not to look down into its windswept depth, many miles below. You have been on the ledge for only a few minutes when a noise behind you makes you glance back. To your horror, you see you are being followed by a monstrous two-headed snake. Wow. If you have the Kai discipline of either tracking or animal kinship, well, tracking is like mandatory for this adventure. It's like saving my life every few chapters. You recognize the serpent to be a javik, a two-headed and deadly poisonous ice snake. As it slithers nearer, you can clearly see the open jaw of the second head and the yellow curved fang dripping with venom. It moves very quickly, and you know that you will not be able to outrun it along this narrow ledge. If you possesses a fire sphere, yes? Wow. A fire sphere is already needed. Well, so far I'm under the impression that I'm doing the perfect run. You remove the fire sphere from your jacket, quickly split open the two halves and place them upon the narrow ledge behind. Javek hisses loudly, both its head weaving and darting at you in rage. It is desperate to attack, but it will not approach the fire sphere. Instead, it attempts to slither around the flames, but the ledge is very narrow, no more than a foot wide. It cannot pass without sinking itself. Eventually hungry but powerless, the strange reptile resigns itself to failure and disappears back along the ledge and into the passageway beyond. You can now retrieve your fire sphere and continue exploration. Well, I was thinking that also. That's very good that I can conserve the fire sphere. You reach a tunnel on the far side of the chasm and followed it for many miles. You eventually arrive at an enormous chamber, the ceiling of which towers 500 feet above you. An icy wind blowing through the many fissures that crack the ceiling whips around the hall. If you wish to search for a way of climbing up and out through the fissures, if you decide to press on and look for an exit on the far side of the hall. Well, we have to choose between something dangerous, climbing, or just looking for an exit. So let's go for the searching. If we find nothing, I think we will climb, but it's less risky to just walk and search the place instead of climbing and maybe dying like an idiot. You discover a low passage that opens out into a cavern full of stalagmites. There are two exits in the opposite ice wall. Both disappear into darkness. In the snow around the entrances of both tunnels are many strange tracks. If you have the Kai discipline of tracking, well, I have it. Well, tracking and hunting are very, very useful in this adventure. The tracks have been made by dangerous and carnivorous creatures called Baknar. If you run into them in the confines of the dark and narrow tunnel, your chances of survival will be very slim indeed. Although your Kai discipline has enabled you to identify the tracks, you are unable to sense which tunnel the Baknar occupy. Oh, wow! Yeah, I'm using tracking a lot, but also I'm using hunting a lot more. I think hunting is almost mandatory for this adventure. For the for the book 1 and book 2 of the Lone Wolf, Sixth Sense was very important. But for the book 3, I think tracking and hunting are more important. Yeah, I have to choose between one of the two tunnels, and one will bring me a lot of troubles and maybe death. Well, in all the books, if we theorize, in all the books, the good passage was the left one. So let's go left, because I think Joe Dever like left. Let's go left. I have a good feeling about left. Well, after a short walk, you arrive at a massive ice hall full of crystal stalagmites and stalactites. The floor is covered with animal tracks and bones, yet the vast halls seem empty and still. You notice that the northern wall is a completely smooth surface of granite block stretching upward to the icy ceiling, over 100 feet above. You suddenly realize that you are staring at the foundation stones of Ikaya. You have reached the icy fortress. Wow, already? Wow. Because the whole goal of this adventure is to go to the ice fortress of Ikaya and capture a renegade mage and bring him back to here, to the south. So that means I managed to attain Ikaya. That's very good. I'm already at the fortress. Partially obscured by a large mound of crystal, you can just make out a ramp leading up to a massive stone door in the fortress wall. Your discovery brings renewed hope. If you can gain an entry to Ikaya and quickly capture Vonota, there is still time to reach your ship, the Cardinal, before the pack ice start to freeze. Maybe 5 or 6 days. Maybe less. Maybe 5 days. So that's very good. Because if I remember, it took me 1 day to attain this island. 1 day. And then maybe 1 or 2 days to go here. And then here I got into the underground. And I traveled in the underground, I don't know for how long. But I traveled in the underground all this way north, and now I'm at the ice fortress. That's very, very quick. If you wish to cross the ice hall and examine the stone door, if you decide to stop and search the bone-littered floor. Well, I think maybe it's better idea to stop and search. We have time to spend and we are not in a hurry. So let's just stop and search. You discover that many of the bones scattered among the stalagmites are of human origin. Shattered skulls, skeletal hands, and rib cages lie half buried in the ice. You are about to abandon your search when a small box made of carved bone catches your eyes. You wish to open this box. If you prefer to leave it, well, let's try to open it. You just found a box on the ground. You won't let the you will you want to open it. That I think everyone will want to open the box. That's natural. But also we can think that what did kill all these humans? That's strange. There is a lot of corpse, and there is this box in middle of them. So maybe there is a trap on the box. And maybe they were killed by the box. That could also... that could be a trap. Are we greedy or not? That's the question. Well, we have the sixth sense power. We also have the healing power. So if there is poison, maybe we can heal. And if there is some dangers, we can hope that the sixth sense will save us. But yeah, this looks like a trap. This looks too much like a trap. But well, I want to know what's inside the box. Well, let's try to open it. I can see... I think there is 50% chance that I will die right here. The bone box contains a beautiful diamond. Its many facets gleam and sparkle even in a dim half-light of the ice wall. In Summerland, a jewel of this size and quality would be worth thousands of crowns. If you wish to keep the diamond, slip into your pocket and mark it. Oh, wow, nice! Well, I think that was a good idea to open the box, finally. You can now examine the fortress door. Okay. As you climb the slippery stone ramp, the sound of cracking ice makes you spin round. A large mound of crystals at the base of the ramp is beginning to move. The crystals are alive. You stare in disbelief as the mound is transformed into a writhing mass of crystal coils. The coils unwind, and the ice creature slithers toward you. Okay, well, I hope that this creature is not um, how to say it, that this creature don't want the diamond. Maybe if you take the diamond and this creature appear, well, let's see. If you wish to evade this creature and run toward the stone door, if you wish to fight it. Well, from the previous book, we have the Summer Sword. This is a magical sword, the most powerful weapon of the world. Really, it is the most powerful weapon of the world. And this makes us very, very powerful. This gives us a bonus of 8 to our combat skill, which is already very high. So I think there is nothing in the world that can beat us. So I think I'm pretty confident in any fight. And our weapon is a magical weapon, the Summer Sword. It's the most powerful weapon. This is magical. Well, let's fight this crystal monster. This strange creature is a crystal frost worm, a scavenging beast now living on the remains of the unfortunate creatures that have entered the cavern. Its hard skin is almost transparent, and its internal organs can be seen pulsating inside. A large mouth opens in the crystalline head to reveal row upon row of jagged crystal teeth. Your back is pressed to the stone door and there is no way to evade the monster. You must fight the creature to the death. It is immune to Mind Blast. Well, combat skill. I still have question about this sword I'm holding, because it's very powerful. Like almost game breaking. And this is a half weapon, half special item. So that means I think you can't lose it. But I read nothing in the start of the book. I read nothing about you lose the sword. So that means I can't keep it. I can have it. That's strange. Well, this fight will be very quick, I think. Battle. Well, this monster has a very low combat skill, but very high endurance. Wow. Already half dead in one sweep of a sword. Whoa. Well, you can't call that a fight. It was just a 2 swoop and the crystal frost worm is dead. Cut in half. To win the fight. Well, I've noted this number. Let's go back to the table of content and to the story so far, game rule, equipment. Though they speak about the sword. No, at 10, okay. If you have successfully completed, remember. Okay, before set sail, in addition of already. following item, in addition of those you already possess. But remember, you may only carry 2 weapons. So, well, that means I can keep my my magical weapon, my magical sword. To carry how much food? Let's see. Story so far. Do they talk about my sword? No. Returning. Well, they don't talk about my sword of somersault. So I think that means I can keep it. Number. Wait. You watch with a mixture of fascination and revulsion as each segment of the creature shatters and then slowly dissolves in the ice. Soon all that remains of the crystal prostovium are the indigest content of its stomach. To your surprise, in the center of this mess of fetid flesh and bone, you can see the shank of an ornate silver key. Oh, nice. If you wish to take this key, yes, I want to take the key. Sure. The key is coated with a corrosive digestive acid that burns through your mittens and attack your fingers. Lose 1 endurance point. You drop the key and plunge your hand into the snow to ease the pain. If you still wish to keep the key, you can wipe it in the snow before placing it in your pocket. But remember to mark it on your... Okay. So, silver key. Right. Yeah, maybe. Yes, maybe it will open the door. Let's see. Or maybe it's for treasure later. And I'm already healing. I have a power, this one, the healing power, that gives me back 1 endurance point each time I go in a chapter without a combat. Yeah. The fortress door is completely smooth. It has no visible lock, hinge, or keyhole. Well, so the key is not for that. However, turning your attention to the granite wall, you notice that one of the massive blocks is different to all the others. A small triangle has been cut into its surface. If you possess a blue stone triangle. Oh, so I have missed something. Well, I don't have the blue stone triangle. So I'm missing something. This is not the perfect the perfect run I'm doing. Well, if you do not. So we have to find that. You search every square inch of the door and surrounding wall, but there appear to be unusual features. You are examining the stone ramp when a loud roar freezes your blood. A Kalkoth has entered the ice hall. You turn to see the creature bounding toward you. Its jaws are wide open, revealing its barbed tongue. You cannot evade the Kalkoth, and you must fight it to death. Well, maybe Stalker. I think I will go to your channel after this book to remember. So this will be an even easier fight. Battle 10, 28. and it's not immune to Mind Blast. So well. Oh, we managed to do 1 damage, and it's dead. Oh, it was 6 years ago. Yeah, it's possible. I think I'm using Twitch, and before that I was using Justin TV. So yeah, it's possible. Well, I lost 1 endurance point right now, but since I have the healing power, I will just get my endurance back in few chapter. Next chapter, I think. If you lose... Oh, I didn't read that. If you lose any endurance point during the course of the combat... Oh, snap. No, I just lost 1 point. The Kalkoth managed to do 1 damage to me. Each chapter where there is no fight, I get back 1 endurance point because of the healing power. So that's why I'm pretty much always at my maximum, because the healing power is very, very handy. Because unless you have a lot of fights one after the other, you will be able to regain your endurance point every time. Okay, so I took some damage. That's not very good. What? Oh no! Oh snap. The barb of the Kalkor's tongue holds a powerful venom, with which it paralyzes its victim before devouring them. The venom takes only a few seconds to act. Stung by the barb, you quickly fade into unconsciousness. It is a sleep from which there will be no awakening. Your life and your mission end here. Doom, doom, doom. Well, I'm dead. Oh, wow. Well, time to start from number 1. Hope. Table of contents, number section 1. So let's see, I lose silver key, I lose my diamond, my fire sphere. So my gold was 32, and I get at the start of the game I get 13. So I'm at 45. Well, time to do it again. Well, I won't read again all the thing. I will go a little. I will pass this quickly. We just read the chapter the new chapter. If you wish to attempt the shorter, or if you wish to take the longer but easier road, okay. I think I will take the same path as before. At the start of this book, you can choose between 2 paths. You're starting here. You can choose to go this way by this icy desert, or you can choose to pass by the mountain and go north. That's the way I've taken, and I died right here. Well, maybe I can try the other way this time, even if I think this way was the good one. I can try by this way. So if you wish to take the longer but easier road basin and storm giant pass route. Okay. You are to travel to Wikaya by sledge. 2 sledges have been loaded with enough food and equipment for the mission, each drawn by a team of 6 canoe dogs. This sturdy breed is native to Kalte and they make it ideal sledge dogs. Their thick tawny coat and powerful chest, as well as their renewed vigor and enthusiasm, make them well suited for the arduous work ahead. Your 3 guides, Hirian, Fenor, and Dice, are all experienced trappers. They are skilled at survival in the icy desert and have experienced its many unseen danger. When the dogs are in harness, you and Hirian climb aboard your sledge and signal the others to lead the way. Staring across the frozen expanse of the Duke Ice Shelf, you see the white glare of the road basin edge. Eyes blink, they call it, say Hirian, his eye glinting from deep inside the hood of his fur jacket. It's the reflection of the ice shelf. It looks no more than 4 miles away at most, but it's nearer 40 than 4. The air of Kalte can be very deceptive. The weather is bright and windless, and you make excellent progress on the first day. As darkness sets in, you decide to set up camp for the night. The sledges are drawn together, and the tent is erected in the salient away from the wind. Maybe, but I don't think so. Okay, so this time we need the 6th sense. That's good, I have it. Let's see. You get an uneasy feeling that someone or something is watching you. You leave the tent and peer into the night for some sight of life, but the snow and the darkness hide everything. Reluctantly, you return to the tent and go to sleep with one hand by your weapon in case of a surprise attack. Okay. Okay, goodbye, Stelka. Maybe see you at another time. And thank you. When you awake, you sense that something has changed. It takes nearly a minute to realize that the incessant howling of the night wind has ceased. It's a beautiful morning, say Hirian cheerfully, his head appearly through the tent flap. You quickly climb out of your sleeping furs and stare out over the icy landscape. The Kalte air is fresh and clear. You see a strong mirage in the distance that seems to throw the land up much higher than it could possibly be. We should make it to the rock by nightfall, say Fenor, as he busily pulls a reluctant canoe dog into his harness. Best to make camp there tonight. The shelter is good, this far from the sea. A blizzard can whip across the shelf from nowhere in a few minutes. I have no trappers to be blown for miles if they're careless or unlucky enough to be caught out on the shelf with no cover. That day the canoe dogs pull strong and true, but the going is smooth across the ice shelf. By nightfall you have reached the rock, a splinter of granite that has thrust through the ice shelf. Its curious shape reminds you of the king's citadel in Holmgard. You make camp to the leeward side of the rock, to avoid the worst of the night winds. Okay, let's see where is this rock. So the rock is Storm Giant Pass, Gale Mountain. The rock. Okay, so we are here. Pick a number. 0. Okay. The following day, a strong wind rises from the north. Hour upon hour, it blows relentlessly into your face. The Jokai shelf becomes a mass of twisted slab of ice, jutting upwards at every angle. Progress is slow and difficult. By midday, you are shivering with cold. Your lips are cracked and bleeding, and the icy blasts have covered you with a thin film of snow. You steer your sledge through a narrow passage at the edge of the icy shelf where it meets the road basin. Here you are sheltered from the wind, and from the first time today you can see ahead quite clearly. Suddenly, shrieks from above warn you that you are not the only creature seeking shelter here. Within seconds, 3 large Bagnar jump from the ice wall and land with a crash on the sledges. Your fellow driver, Hirian, is thrown against the ice and collapses unconscious. You are prevented from going to his head by a hungry carnivorous Bagnar. There is no hope of evading it. You must fight it to the death. Okay. Battle. Mind Blast. Oh. 2, 3, okay. I lost a lot of hit points. If you win the fight, the heavy beast rolls off the sledge and lies motionless on the ice. Fëanor has managed to light a torch and is thrusting the flaming branch at the other 2 Bagnar. They are terrified by the fire and quickly turn and flee. You cheer as they disappear and turn to congratulate your brave guides. You are stunned to see that they have already started to skin the dead Bagnar. You watch with disgust as Dice opens the beast from the throat to belly with his sharp hunting knife. He quickly pulls back the white fur and scoops out handfuls of thick oil from under the skin. The smell of this oil is horrible. So horrible, in fact, that even the canned dogs bury their nose into the snow to avoid it. You cannot believe your eyes from when the 2 guides start to rub this vile oil all over their faces and inside their clothes. Bagnar oil, shouts Fëanor enthusiastically. Nothing like it for keeping warm and dry. He pulls his hand from the dead beast and offers you a fistful of the putrid jelly. If you accept the offer... Okay, let's accept the offer. Because they are the guide and they know what to do in this kind of situation, I think. The smell is revolting and you try desperately to hold your breath as you smear handfuls of the slimy grease inside your jacket. As the oil penetrates your skin, you feel a warm glow as if you were near a fire. The more grease you apply, the warmer you become. You also notice that the awful smell is gradually fading. Note the fact that you have applied Bagnar oil on your action, as out it does not take up any space and only applies for the duration of the adventure. Okay, Bagnar oil. When it soaks into your skin, you lose your sense of smell, says Fëanor. "Just as well," replied Dice. "I don't think I could stand living with myself otherwise." Backnar oil gives excellent insulation from the bitter cold of Kalte, and it may save your valuable endurance point in the near future. Irian regains consciousness and is soon scooping out the Backnar carcass for himself. Light is now fading fast and you decide to pitch camp in this narrow pass. You prepare a meal and then you each take it in turns to sit watch, just in case the Backnar decide to return. The next morning arrives bright and windless. The sun pierces the thin layer of cloud, bathing the east in a soft pink glow. This beautiful vision reminds you that your Kai master once told you that the light of Kalte is unlike anywhere else in the Magnum. With tent and equipment packed, you leave the pass and venture out into the road basin. 100 miles of open ice now lie between you and Storm Giant Pass. At first, the journey is easy. The basin has been worn smooth by the wind and no crevasses lurk unseen beneath the hard, dense snow. But at dawn, on the third day, events take a turn for the worse. You are awoken from a deep sleep by Dice shaking your shoulder. He's frightened. "What's wrong?" you ask, still beering-eyed and sleepy. "Ice barbarian! On the horizon! 20, maybe more. 5 wind sledges and a warrior escort. I think they've seen us." In an instant you have all climbed out of your sleeping foes and begun to pack away the tent. Dice is correct. They are ice barbarians, and they are heading towards you from the west. "If they catch us, we are good as dead," says Fenor, as he ties the last of the equipment to the sledge. The ice barbarians of Kalte are a fierce and warlike race of nomads. For thousands of years they have traveled this icy wasteland, trapping foes and herding mammoths. Their only contact with the rest of the Magnamond is through a trading post of Juk. In summer, when the coast around Juk is free from ice, they journey there to trade their furs for weapons and tools. There is no iron or wood in Kalte. They hate all except their own kind, and kill anyone they find who dares to trespass in their icy domain. You soon hear their war cries, less than 3 miles distant, and for the first time since you landed, you pray for a blizzard to hide your escape. You have covered less than a mile when the first of the ice barbarian scouts appear to the north of Skies. At first there are only 2 of the fearsome warriors, but they are soon joined by 3 others. They are large, muscular, and bedecked with furs. Some of them wear bone armor. Despite their size, they glide across the snow with an almost feline grace and speed. Each of them has a pole attached to his back, from which a small flag flutters. Suddenly a bone-type arrow whistles past your knee and embeds itself in the sledge. An ice barbarian scoots Kiers past to your right. He's in less than 10 yards away and you can clearly see his slanted eyes and sharp cheekbones. You suddenly realize that what you had mistaken for muscular and fur is in fact an ice barbarian child. Each scout is carrying a large backpack containing a small child. These children are armed with small bone bows, and they fire a constant stream of arrows at their father's sky, nearer and nearer. Suddenly he reinforces an arrow bird in his back. Dice runs to his head, but is shot down before he has taken a dozen steps. Fenor is hit. An arrow passes straight through his throat. He bravely staggers on for nearly a minute before collapsing in the snow. You are on your own. An ice barbarian skiers past to your left and return toward you head-on. He has a spear under one arm, which is leveled at your chest. If you wish to fight the ice barbarian scout, if you wish to try to escape. Well, I don't think we can fight them all. The best thing when you can't win a fight like that, I think, is just to escape. So let's try to escape. You skillfully sidestep at the ice barbarian scout stab at you with a bone-type lance. Pick a number from the random number table to see if you avoid his blow. If you have the Kai discipline of tracking, hunting, or sixth sense, you may add 2 to the number that you have chosen. Oh wow. Well, I think that's bad. The lance has grazed your shoulder blade and knocked you to the ground. As you scramble to your feet, you see that the ice barbarian scout has stopped and removed his spears. He advances toward you with an evil-looking bone sword in his hand. You prepare for combat. Well. As the ice barbarian moves closer, he suddenly lets out a blood-curdling scream and lunges at your head. Okay. Battle. Looks like a worthy enemy. He's not immune to Mind Blast. Well, critical hit, I think. He just got decapitated in one swoop of the blade. The dead ice barbarian child cowers over his father's body and stares at you with hatred blazing in his eyes. You notice that the other ice barbarian scouts are closing in and you must act quickly to save yourself. You decide to use the boy as an hostage, but he is like a wild animal. He bites, scratches, and kicks to free himself from your grasp. Wow. You manage to hang on the struggling child and remove the bone dagger from his boot to prevent him stabbing you in the back. The ice barbarians have drawn themselves up into a circle around you, but they dare not attack while you are holding one of their children as an hostage. Holding the bone dagger to the child's throat, you slowly inch your way toward the sledge. You soon realize that you will never be able to outdistance them on the loaded sledge. You will have to think of something, and quickly. If you wish to cut the equipment loose, free the ice barbarian child and escape on the unloaded sledge. If you wish to cut loose the equipment but keep the boy with you as a hostage during your escape. Well, let's keep it as an hostage, I think. Throwing the boy onto the sledge, you grab the whip and lash the canny dogs, driving them for everything they are worth. The ice barbarian scout immediately give chase, shooting to the boy in their strange Kalte language. You have covered less than 100 yards when the boy leaps from the sledge into a deep snowdrift. At the same time, a volley of bone-tipped arrows whistle past your head and one graze your shoulder. You lose 1 endurance point. Although the boy is free, two scouts continue to pursue you, but your dog team is fast and you have soon outdistanced them and their arrows. By nightfall, you reach the very edge of the Vayed Mountains. These awesome granite mountains rise vertically out of the ice and snow. They will be impossible to cross on this cold and moonless night. A wind rising in the west heralds a night blizzard. You must find a shelter. You will die of exposure. Okay, let's look at the map now. We are right now here, at the Vayed Mountains. Our final destination is the ice fortress of Ikaya. So we have to come across the Vayed Mountains to go to the ice fortress. Okay. If you have the Kai discipline, either of tracking or sixth sense. Yeah, I have both. In fact. Your Kai discipline reveals to you that there is a network of caves less than a couple of 100 yards to the south. You abandon the sledge and search southwards. You have explored only 100 yards of the rock face when you discover a large fissure, the entrance to a cave. In your eagerness to escape from the bitter wind, you quickly enter and in the darkness fail to notice the crevasse that divides this cave in two. In a tumble of ice and stone, you fall head first into the dark. You fall over 30 feet and land flat on your back in a snow-filled crevasse. You are surrounded by sharp stalagmites and jagged eyes, but you have miraculously escaped death and injury. Shaken but thankful to be alive, you stagger to your feet and grasp a crystal stalagmite for support. You slowly become aware that you can see your hand quite clearly. A faint light is seeping from the fissure that you left. To your left. With curiosity getting the better of your natural caution, you stagger across the crevasse floor and explore this mysterious cave. After a few hundred yards, you find yourself in a huge cavern that spread out in all directions as far as the eye can see. You have entered the Caverns of Kalte and are now looking at the uncharted world that few some landing have ever seen. This massive underground labyrinth was constructed by the ancients many ages before the Somme landing set foot in the Magnaman. Its wide avenue, temple, and arenas once echoed to the sound of a race of creatures for whom the ice was a natural home. Mlar balls still hang from the ceiling, bathing the caverns in their eternal light. Okay, so we are back in the cavern now. And we have to explore them. You can find, yeah. Trek steadily northward for nearly 6 hours until you arrive at the bank of a fast-flowing meltwater river. So we will try to pass the river by jumping from one ice flow. I think that's the name. So we need to pick a random number, and we can add 2 to it because we have the discipline of hunting. Let's try 9. Way, yes. That's very nice. Running for the tunnel entrance, you quickly leave the icy river far behind. You follow the tunnel for countless hours as it bends in way northwards. It becomes impossible to recall what hour of the day it is. The perpetual flight of this cavern never changes. Through fissures in the wall of the tunnel, you catch glimpses of other chambers and you marvel of the sheer scale of the labyrinth. You are nearly asleep on your feet when you suddenly detect the aroma of cooked meat. It is coming from the chamber just a few yards ahead of you right. You are very hungry and you must soon eat. Okay, so I already done that. This time I will do the same. I will go to investigate the chamber. In the chamber we find this guy and we will try to approach him. He will just run away, but on the floor we find a fire sphere. Then continue onward miles after mile, passing through a series of huge ice walls. You have been on the ledge for a few minutes when a noise behind you makes you glance back. If you have the kind discipline of tracking, yeah. You possess a fire sphere, yes. You remove the fire sphere from the jacket, okay, and let's continue. We are almost where we were just before. You reach a tunnel on the far side of the chasm and follow its many miles. If you wish to search for a way of climbing up, if you decide to press and look for an exit on the far side of the hall. Let's look for an exit again, I think. If you have the Kai discipline of tracking, yeah. And this time we have to choose again between two tunnels, left or right. Last time I took the left tunnel, so this time let's take the right one. You have covered less than 50 yards when you arrive at another cavern. Lying upon a raised dais of ice in the center of the frozen chamber is a Baknar, a fierce and carnivorous ice creature. He seems to be sound asleep, and the remains of an animal lie scattered around the slab. In the far wall of the chamber lies another tunnel. If you have the Kai discipline of hunting. Yep, I have it. Baknar are known to sleep for up to 3 days after a feast. By the number of freshly stripped bone littering the chamber, this Baknar is likely to be asleep for many hours. You slip past the snoring creature and leave the chamber. After a short walk, you arrive at a massive ice hall full of crystal stalagmites and stalactites. Oh, we are here again. Okay. Wow. Well, I will die again. I have a feeling that I will die again. No. Away. Oh no. This is a dead end. I don't have the key. I'm back to this door and I don't have the key. I decide to stop and search the bone littering floor. There is a box, I decide to open it. On the box I find a diamond. Then I'm trying to go to the door, but I'm attacked by something and I wish to fight it. Since it's not a very dangerous enemy. It's immune to Mind Blast, we have to note that. Okay. Then it's dead. Then on the body of the monster we find an ornate silver key. Let's take it. Ornate silver key. I'm losing 1 hit point, but since I already gained 1, it's okay. And then here. We are now in front of the door, and we don't have the blue stone triangle. So we're stuck. And now it's time to die. Well, this fight again. Okay. Let's cross finger. If I took 1 damage, I'm dead. Whoa. Last try. Oh, I'm dead. Again. On the same spot. No. Oh no. I'm dead. Oh wow. Well, that means I'm doing something wrong. Dead again. Your life or mission end here. Well, back to the beginning. Inventory. Losing this. But now oil. Okay, for that. Got 32. And back at the beginning. Wow. That's quite harsh. That means I'm always missing something very important. So let's use back the road basin. I think that was a good way to go. So we do this quickly this time. 35. Then awake. Pick a random number table. 0. We are attacked. Then we fight. Battle. One hit. I think I'm at the maximum. Then we win. If you accept the offer, 8. So I note back now oil. Okay. Ice Barbarian. It's time for that. If you wish to fight, yes, let's fight this time. As the Ice Barbarian Scout is on ski, you will only be able to fight one round of combat before the momentum of his attack carries him past you. If you sustain a higher endurance point loss than the enemy, if the Ice Barbarian Scout loses more endurance points than you, if you both lose exactly the same number. Let's see. 20, 28. Well, he lost more. If the Ice Barbarians could lose more. Your attack has caused the Ice Barbarian Scout to lose his balance. It tumbles in a flurry of snow and broken ski. The fur-clad child rolls clear of his father's backpack and lies face downward in the snow, less than 10 feet away. The Ice Barbarian Scout is badly dazed by the fall, but is already attempting to stagger to his feet. If you wish to attack the Ice Barbarian Scout before he fully regains his senses, if you wish to grab the child as an hostage and try to escape. Well, let's try to escape. The child kicks and bites at your arm like a wild animal. You possess a Kai discipline of 6 sense. Okay. You can sense that the Ice Barbarian child has a bone dagger hidden on his boot. He's trying to reach it so that he can attack you. Forewarned by your Kai sense. You manage to hang on the struggling child and remove the bone dagger from his boot to prevent him stabbing you in the back. Okay. If you wish to cut the loose the equipment but keep the boy with you. Yep. You lost 1 endurance point. If you have the Kai discipline of tracking, yeah. Then we discovered the cavern again. And then this. Random number 0. So we fall here. Random number again 6. With 0, 6 you are lucky, you drag yourself from the ice, lose 3 hit points. Running the tunnel entrance, okay. If you wish to investigate the chamber, if you wish to ignore the chamber and continue, we want to investigate. Then to approach them. Okay, we find the fire sphere. Then you continue onward. Tracking kinship. Yes. Then this one. You can now retrieve the fire sphere and continue. If you were... Okay, this time we have to choose differently, I think. If you wish to search for a way of climbing up and out through the fissures, yes, we will do that. since the other way is just a dead end. You find that the ice rock face offers many handholds, but you cannot find a secure grip with your fur mitten on. But if you remove your mittens in order to climb, you know that frostbite is inevitable. If you wish to risk your life and your hands, you can continue to climb. Yes, we have no other choice. You are less than 100 feet from the top when the pain begins to fade. Eventually, you no longer feel anything with your hands. All sensation below your forearms is totally numbed by frostbite. With one last effort, you reach a narrow ice shelf where you can kneel and rest, but you soon discover to your dismay that it is impossible to climb any further. You are faced by a sheer wall of ice that offers no handholds in their smooth surfaces. You will have to return the way you came. It is over 4 hours before the feeling returns to your hands. Frostbite is serious, and you lose 5 endurance points. Okay. In addition to this, you also lose 2 points from your initial combat skill. This combat skill loss is permanent and will affect you for the rest of your life. What? It takes a further 5 hours to reach the bottom in safety. Exhausted and in great pain, you steel yourself to find another exit from the ice hellhole. You discover, okay. Well, now I wish I would die. Let's just try to suicide. Let's take the left tunnel. Then we get here. Let's search. Open the box. We got the diamond. Go to the door. If you wish to evade the creature and run toward the stone door. If you wish to fight, then we fight it. Battle. 15. See. It's dead. Then we take the ornate key. Then we don't have the blue stone triangle. Then we fight this thing. And I hope we'll die. Yes, we died. Yes. And we die. Again. Again. Let's see. So we die again. Back to the number section. Wow.